Well, hello. I am Jill Tait, and I am admin. Thank you to my lovely friend here, Annette Tarpley, the founder of the Passionate Poetry. Now, 2 years ago, I believe, I asked Annette if she fancied an interview, and I was going to be the host. And of course, Annette, well, reluctantly kind of went, okay then. So this went ahead, and I loved it, and so did Annette. So much so that yesterday she private messaged me and she said, Jill, how's about another interview? Well, I couldn't believe it. I thought, me? Okay, we'll try it again. First time was lovely. So welcome to the golden oldies, should I say?
I think your video is hesitating a little bit. So,
Annette Tarpley, founder of the Passion of Poetry. That's a shame.
thank you. Thank you. Your video is hesitating just a little bit, so we'll try to work through it. Can you hear me okay?
That's a Yes, I can hear you okay. I'm just wondering if I went on to
Good.
4G in this modern technical world, it would be any better. Do you think I
I
should
don't
try, isn't
know.
it?
It's just.
Because our internet is not very
I
good.
think, yeah, we can just keep going with it and we'll just go with the flow. And if something happens, I'll take
Well,
over and show
we'll
some
go with the
videos.
flow.
Yeah.
Probably you're away if you want to start with your video. What are you going to start with? Because you've made many lovely songs as well.
Um, Well, we there's a couple of videos I think that I had from that Alan Johnson did, and then there was I recently started to write lyrics, and I've got four, I know 6 videos now, and so I write the
Great.
lyrics, give it to someone, and then they, come up with the music, and then I come up with the video. So
So, which one are you going to put on first?
I think I'll actually do one Alan did, and it's called "Legacy of a Life." And it was the last video that he did for me. He did it about 2 months before he passed.
Well, a beautiful
And,
visual.
the thing about it
Oh,
is it was kind of
wow.
self-prophetic. It's almost
Very
about,
sentimental.
yeah, it's almost about him. So, um,
Oh well, we'll listen to this one. I'm just debating whether to go on to 4G here quickly and see if this makes a difference because it's buffering at my end.
yeah. I don't know if you want to go back in and out while we play this video, but this is called A Legacy of a Life.
I'll let you play the video.
Okay. And
Born into this world, uniquely created, there will never be another replica of you. As we journey through life, we leave behind our legacy, our imprint, our stamp. What attributes did we possess that pinnacle us into the forefront of one's attentions? A look, a smile, a glance, a laugh, a voice soon forgotten after one's departure, if not captured. What have we left behind that will impact the future generations to sustain the memory of self? Did we impart wisdom that will remain current in the annals of time and sparks the memory of you? The smell of your cologne no longer lingers on a once-scented handkerchief, the edges now frayed. The frailty of photographs stored in a box, images fading with age, subjects lost in a time warp. Taken for granted, given little thought while alive, the poet's works are rediscovered. as the poet's children mull over the works created, talents once hidden and now exposed. Lessons of life, sage wisdom, in simplistic words, yet choreographed with complexity. Ink on the stark white pages through the years, worn with use, paying homage to the legacy of a life.
I muted. You might be too. I think we muted ourselves during that. So,
Annette, when I was watching that, it's so wow, so beautiful. But when I was actually watching that, I glanced with my eyes out the window here, and a little robin, hoppity, hoppity, hoppity there outside my window there. Now, what does that mean?
I don't know. They say
I
sometimes
don't know
birds-
either, but I would like to think that was Alan.
Yeah.
Who
we'd like
knows?
to think that.
Who knows? It was a little lovely robin, but that was beautiful, Annette.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
He's done a great job.
Very, very, yes, he always did. Yes, he always, I mean, goodness gracious, nobody could do it like Alan.
Yeah, he's a master. There'll never be
Absolutely.
another Alan.
Master in disguise, I'd say, because he
And
never
he
took the credit.
left his legacy too, didn't he? He left
He
his
did,
legacy.
yes, bless him. Out of the blue. I know, and I'll treasure them. I only hope I don't ever lose them, but I'm sure I would find them again somewhere online. But I've got the 3 things he did for me. They were beautiful too.
We got a couple of comments, and that is from Ty.
Oh.
Hi, Ty is a friend of mine. Good afternoon to us.
Oh, hi.
And Kat's here, so hey, Kat.
Oh,
And
hiya, Kat.
now he said there was a slight lag, but I think that's gone right now. So
Well, I went on to 4G, in the technical terms, off my internet because it's rubbish. And I went on to the 4G here, and I think I'm a bit better. I feel as though I'm better at this end.
it's a lot
Is it
better.
noticeable? Excellent.
Yeah.
I thought, good. Well, that's something that I've done right tonight. Excellent. Great. So that's good. So what, would you like a little question now, or do you want to go on to another video?
You go ahead. You're in charge.
Well, Annette, at this point, I really want Annette Tarpley to think of 3 words or sentences, whatever, that best describes Annette Tarpley. For those people that don't know her, and I'm sure everybody does in the poetry world, I'm going to say 5 words that best describe Annette Tarpley. What you would think?
I would say caring.
Excellent.
And
yes,
empathetic, and I would say driven to a certain extent.
Yes, you're very determined. That's 3. I want another 2.
That was 3, wasn't it?
No, I want 5.
Oh, you want 5?
I upped it to 5. Yeah, I upped it to 5.
Oh, you upped it.
I did.
I would say resilient.
Okay, yes, that's a good one.
And
oh, you're struggling with this one.
I would say in the last one, I would say a sentence in that an eternal optimist in humanity as far as
because you don't like me, you don't like any negativity at all. And I mean, why would we want a world with negativity? So yes, I agree with all those. Very well, very good choice for my 5 words then. So yes, very good. Okay, Annette, what would you say your biggest achievement was so far in your life? Putting pop aside, because that's an achievement in itself.
Having my children. My children are my biggest achievement.
Oh, bless. Okay. Oh, well, I can agree with that one. That's probably my only big achievement, but never mind. You've got lots of things up your sleeve, girl. So that's Very, very nice of you to say that. Okay. Now then, supposing I just met you for the first time, Annette. Okay? Didn't know you from Adam. Tell me something about you that I wouldn't know when I first met you. So, is there any element of surprise to Annette that I don't know about? Have you got a hidden secret, Annette?
I think probably that I had a hard life as a child growing up. That I was bullied a lot and picked on. I went to lots of different schools, so I always had a hard time fitting in, and I always felt like kind of an outcast.
Were you bullied, Annette?
Oh yeah, I was bullied, and I never quite felt like I fit in.
And how did
So,
you handle the bullying? I mean, did your parents know about this bullying?
um, I think one time I think they knew about it because I had people come to my house and the door was locked, but they were like
Oh, it was pretty
trying to come in,
serious.
trying to come in to hurt me.
Oh no, I
And
thought you.
I didn't do anything. I never did anything. I was just probably picked on because I
Were these
was,
girls?
yeah, they were usually
Yeah.
girls. I think they were probably jealous to some extent. I don't
Well,
know.
it
I
is
was always
girly.
kind of the new one in the schools. You know, I went to 10 schools, two of them twice. And
Wow.
so when I came, I was the new girl. So guys would sometimes be interested in paying attention to me, which I didn't care about the guys. But I think the girls didn't like that. I don't know. I don't
And
know.
did you have one particular friend, or did you just have lots of friends?
I had a hard time making friends because
Oh
friends
no.
are hard to make, you know. And I'd
Wow.
always just pick whoever accepted me. It might
Wow.
not have always been in the right group, but just whoever would accept me.
And look at
So
you today. I mean, look at Pop. I mean, my goodness, it's the largest site, pages I can think of, especially in the poetic world. It's just phenomenal. It's just huge. And when is it going to? I just don't think it's ever going to stop growing. Just grows from strength to strength, doesn't it?
yeah, we just went
So
up another thousand. Yeah.
you
So we're
must be doing something right, girl.
well, it's not just me, you know. It's not my site; it's our site, and so I
You
don't.
say that, Annette, but you
I
run the show. You've got
well, I
the
run the show. I run the show, but without everyone else, it wouldn't be pop. So it's the admin team and the members who make it what it is, and I certainly appreciate all the admin and have had so many for so long that have been there through the years for when we hardly had any members until it kind of exploded.
I can't
So
remember how many members there were when I joined, but I don't think it was that many. I think it was probably hundreds, not thousands.
yeah, yeah.
It's just grown so rapidly, I feel, just from strength to strength in months almost. We were getting like 1,000 every few weeks, weren't we?
Oh, wow, it's usually we've just grew
1,000 a
1,000
week.
in a little over a week, I think.
That's right, yeah.
So, but last summer we grew 50,000 members in 3 months.
I know, Annette, because
Pop
I
factor,
watched
right?
this. I know I watched that. It's amazing. And it's because it's beautiful. We don't stand for any nonsense, and yet it's a fun, loving, friendly page. Friendly family, if you like. So we've got what? We've got 100,000 or more friendly friends. That's the way I feel. So, Annette, I'm going to fire away with another question. Now, this might come as a shock, but I'm going to ask you anyways. What's the craziest thing you've ever done? And I don't care if you've had regrets about it. I need to know what it was. Please. Craziest thing Annette's ever done in her life.
When I was a teenager,
Mhm.
This is really self-confession, so this isn't good.
Well, that's good. That's what I
I
want.
probably maybe only about 12. I might not even been in my teens, but
Mhm.
back then I lived in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and then it was safe to take the bus and go downtown and go shopping. So a friend of mine and I went and took the bus to
Mhm.
downtown to a dime store. It was, I think it was Kresge's, and we went in there and I stole a $2 pair of earrings, and I
Oh.
got caught. And my friend, unbeknownst to me, also had stole
I love
something,
this.
and they took us up to where they were. They were quite mean, and
Mhm.
and she didn't confess to stealing. I was like, oh yeah, I'm so
Oh
sorry.
no.
And
Wow.
at the time I was staying with her. My dad was out of town, and so they
Oh.
went, and the police came,
No.
and they
Annette.
and they handcuffed us and
They didn't.
threw us in the back seat of the car,
No.
as I'm sure as a scare tactic. It was a misdemeanor. It was
Well, I bet
nothing.
you. You know what? That'll
And
learn
I
you
was
would
scared
never
to
do that
death. I
again.
was like scared to death. And
So that is the craziest thing because you've never ever done that again.
yeah, well,
What a short,
we
sharp
got to the
shock.
yeah, we
Eh?
got to the police station, and the detective or whatever, the police officer there was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. This is a misdemeanor. It'll just go in a file and be thrown away in a couple of years if you don't do anything else." So he kind of downplayed it. Thank goodness. Other people
Thank
you think that it
goodness.
would have been grand larceny, but later on, I begged for them not to tell my father, and of course
Oh,
they
so
did.
your father never knew.
No, he did. They told him
Oh,
anyway.
they
And so
did.
when he
No.
picked me up, he always handled things quite well. He picked me up and took me out to dinner.
Oh well.
We had a nice dinner, and then when we got home, he said, with tears in his eyes,
Oh,
I've always held you up here, up in a pedestal.
yes.
And
Oh well.
now you've taken that pedestal away."
Oh no. Oh
And
no.
I just was crushed, and
Oh no.
never did anything like that again.
I
So,
know.
um,
You've regretted
yeah.
that all your life, haven't you, Annette? I can tell.
Yeah, well, it was a good lesson, of course, but
Of
I
course it was.
never wanted to be. I very much loved and admired my father. He was my hero. He was a
Well, he
great
handled that
man.
very well, I think, though.
Yeah,
Didn't
never
he?
wanted to disappoint him. But anyway, that was the end of my criminal career.
Criminal career. That's so funny.
Oh,
Right. Well, Annette, do you want another question here? If you could go for dinner, and I'm on about fine dining here, Michelin star, and you could take three people, living or dead, who
ooh.
would they be? Three people.
Can I get four?
You can have four. We'll allow four.
All right. So I would choose my father and brother, who
Okay.
died at a young age. I was 17. They died in a plane crash. And my dad was
You
37.
know,
My
I
brother,
never knew that.
you didn't know that?
I
Yeah.
did
I,
not
I
know
was
that.
17, and my dad was 37. My brother was 13. They died in a small plane crash.
Did not know that. That
And
is
so the last day I saw my dad was my graduation day, and this is the last vision I have of him saying I love
no.
you from his car. But
Oh,
he always knew he was going to die at a young age. He was at
dear
37. He
me.
told us what he wanted done at his funeral. But I would take them and my
Oh,
mother and my grandmother,
wow.
my grandma Wingard, who died
So
about 3 years.
really, your nearest and dearest.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's who you've chosen. Oh well, that's beautiful.
If I
Thank you
could
very
just
much.
have another day with them, I would give up everything I have.
Of course you would. I
Another
knew I
day.
would with my mum and dad as well. I just hope one day that we see them again. In that little robin there told me something there out my window. Because I always believe in these sort of things. You like feathers and robins, and I write
Yeah,
about them all the time.
after my mom died, there was and I never saw mourning doves around here, but there was a mourning dove that visited my house for probably a week or two, only by itself, and they usually are together, and it would just have that morning coo that it did, And yeah, that was after my mom died. I remember that happening.
Well, you
Oh my
see,
God. Yeah,
there's nothing
never know.
stranger than afterlife. You just never know, girl, do you really?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go into the poetic world here and ask you, Annette, what inspired you to pursue your poetry and as a form of artistic expression? So what inspired you to go ahead and write your poetry?
Well, I think I've always known that I'm a writer. When I graduated from high school, I either wanted to be a nurse or a journalist, do something in writing. And through the years, I wrote very few things. When I went through my divorce, then I wrote a poem called Broken Dreams
That was a
that
hit.
people kept saying you need to get it published. And when I went to get it published, I needed more. So over 3 months, I wrote like 90 poems or over 100 poems. And then I just caught the fever, and it's a
Like you
great
do.
release. Yeah, it's a great release. I think that poetry and writing, I always tell people that stress and anxiety and depression, everything is energy, and you can use it negatively and implode, or use it to do bad things like abuse drugs, alcohol, whatever, or you can use that same energy and funnel it into something positive and productive. And I've always been that way from a very young age. My dad always said, keep your mind and keep your hands busy,
Yes,
you
yes.
know and
That's
and I've
excellent.
always
Yes,
done that.
that
Yeah.
helps you in your later life as well. If we keep our mind active,
Yeah.
hopefully we won't go senile, whatever. That's what I believe in, anyways. But I mean,
Amen.
that's what I hope, anyways, Annette. I hope that works for me, mine, because my mum and dad they sort of both lost their memory, so I'm hoping I don't go down that road. And this is why I just keep writing as much as I can, using that old memory up here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
imagination. I love imagination.
I do too.
You'll be the same as me. When we start writing anything, for a couple of lines even, we kind of know a little bit where we're going to go. But I never know where I'm going when I start with that poem. But my imagination goes away into somewhere like yours. You can't really explain it, can you, Annette?
No. It just
It's
starts
so
going.
it's so wonderful that once you finish this poem, you almost want to start another one
Yeah.
because it just takes you into not cuckoo land. It takes you into a beautiful land of dreams, I would say, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. It
So
really
I can
does.
relate to you with your poetry because that's where it takes me too. So we must have a very, very vivid, wacky imagination, you and I, in a
That we
wonderful way.
do. That we do. Did
In
you
a
come up with?
beautiful
Did you
way.
come up with something with your imagination with the prompt?
The prompt that we did for this show, was it the old, was it what was it again? The
The golden
old,
hour. The
the
golden hour.
golden hour. I was thinking it was a golden hour, you stupid Jill. It was the golden, because I'm old, you see, so
You
I'm always
wrote it.
thinking
You
gold.
wrote it.
So
You
it's
came up with it.
golden, the golden hour. Yes. And that's so apt, I think, because we are golden and we've got about an hour. So that's how I came up with that one.
Yeah. Did you write something?
Did I write something? Oh my God, was I right? Want to write something about the golden hour? No, I never. Do you know what? I'm sick. I never even knew that's what I was supposed to do. Oh my God, if I had 2 minutes, I could do it. But no, I will not. No, well, I can come up with another poem for you that's very similar if you want. Something positive.
Do you just want to come up with? You want to ad lib and come up with it off the top of your head?
No, I don't. I'm not gonna do that because no, I'm gonna give you another poem. But it's you. It's you. It's all
I
about
wrote.
you, really.
I wrote mine.
I can do one about positivity that I just wrote before. It's
Maybe
not the best.
when we show the other videos, you can be working on it. Does that sound good?
Well, if you want, but I would rather leave it and give it another time because I just want to get on with you. I don't want to make it my show.
I wrote mine. I was ready to present
Well,
it.
you can read yours. You read yours, please. And then I can leave mine, for another time because there will be another time. I'm pretty sure. So, Annette, can we please hear your poetry on the golden hour? I thought it was just a title you wanted for the show.
Oh, I think it's so
Sorry,
funny.
Annette.
That's okay, darling.
That was a blonde moment, a white moment.
I have blonde moments. We all can have blonde moments.
I have them all every minute of the day. Right, Annette, can I please hear your golden hour?
So the golden hour. Through my curtained windows, the brilliance of the sun awakened me. In its rise to the golden hour, its rays penetrated through the crystal hanging from a rod, creating prisms that danced on the walls in a waltz that bid me good morning. Its glad tidings breaking into song, reminding me to be grateful for the break of a new day. In the gift of another day, I had choices to make, for time is a treasured commodity indeed. I had the choice to waste it. Once gone, it is irretrievable, unless used to create a memory. Yet, there are few memories memorable enough to retrieve for delight or reflective thought. Then there are those reels of life that are so precious that they remain in our archives for a lifetime. Perhaps today would not be the day for a dramatic interlude that would reserve a memorable space. But with the knowledge that I had choices to make that day that could dance in harmony with the prisms, I would choose to make decisions that would wisely utilize the gift of time bestowed. I could choose to be happy. I could choose not to fret or worry. Yes, I had choices. And close to the day's end, as the sun descended in the sky, the prisms returned, dancing on the walls, as the evening golden hour caused me to reflect and ascertain that the dawning of tomorrow would return again, and I would cherish its presence. End of piece. You're muted. You're muted.
I keep forgetting because I keep muting myself and then I forget to
I
unmute.
know. It's
That was
easy.
absolutely beautiful, as one would expect from Annette Tarpley.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I almost wrote another one because I didn't know if I liked it or not. So
You did say that, but I didn't even twig then when you said that. I must have been, away with the fairies today because I went last night it was, wasn't it? You know what, Annette? I was probably tired because I never
somebody
sleep that much. Do you
somebody
want me
just
to read you a
asked
little
somebody
one?
just asked what my favorite type of poem is, haiku, free verse, etc. I think that I'm a rhymer, so I typically, for many years rhymed, and most of my uh, poetry was rhyming. But I've gotten away from that, gotten more into the free verse style, and I go back and forth. I still write both. Haikus I've written. I'm just bored with them.
Mm-hmm.
I get bored. Occasionally, I do the Tanjko, which is an ascending, descending poem.
I was going to say, what is that?
It
All right.
usually starts with it's 5 lines. It usually starts with one word, 2 words, 3 words, 4 words,
I
5 words,
remember. I
and then five
remember.
words, 4 words, three
Yes,
words, two
I
words,
remember.
5 words. So I've
Years
done that
ago,
a few times. Yeah, and I like
years
that.
ago when I was going through a difficult time, you told me to write one of those, and I hadn't been writing because I was so sad. And I did. I took your advice and I wrote just a little one. I remember sent it to you. I think it was like 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2. And you know what? I enjoy doing that, and I've never done it again though. But I do know what you mean because you explained all about that years ago to me. So
Yeah, I'll have
thankfully,
to do one of those again. I haven't done one for a while.
yeah.
Yeah.
Annette, another question. Question time. What techniques or literary devices do you often use, if there's any, in poetry? I know I do. So do you use any to help you along, and why do you use them?
Um, I mean, are you like not really? I mean, occasionally, on a very rare occasion, if I'm rhyming, I'll use Rhyme Zone.
Yes, so do
Um,
I.
but
Whoa, I use
not
that one.
very
I
often.
use
Not very
two.
often.
I use
Huh?
two. I use two sometimes, and that is one. See if you come on the other one. Do you use any more, Annette?
No, and I don't use that very often. It's very rare. It's just when I'm stuck for a word, and it's usually only one word I might use for a poem that I kind of look up and see what the options are. Um,
Exactly. That's what I
yeah.
do. Thesaurus. I like
The
Collins'
thesaurus
Thesaurus.
occasionally will use, not very often.
Well, that's the
Sometimes
only
I
two
use
that I use.
sometimes I use the dictionary to make sure that my word usage is appropriate and proper, and that I'm not misinterpreting a word. So, but those are about it. Don't utilize them very often. It's rare, but I do on occasion.
And did you feel as a poet, Annette? Because I do personally, but does Annette feel through the years, obviously, you write poems and you write more and you just can't stop writing. Do you feel in yourself that you get better as time goes along? Do you feel an improvement?
Oh yeah, I feel like such an improvement. I really want to come out with another solo, you know, poetry book before too long.
I'm sure you
Um,
will.
yeah, because I even though I like my initial poems and things that I did, I was just looking to see if I have my initial poetry book here, and I don't see it. I should have grabbed it.
I've got a
But
couple of your books through
even
there.
even though I like it, I see that I've evolved, and my poetry has gotten much deeper. I think it has more substance
It's
than it.
very full of romance.
Um,
Lately, I have noticed this. You have been writing very romantically. I mean, deep romance, like back in the olden days. Like Romeo and Juliet almost.
Sometimes I
Tends
write
to go there.
the thys and thous. I mean, I sometimes go to. I'm trying to think if I have one that has that, because it's been a long time since I've written something like that. That really goes kind of retro. Um, I'm just trying to. If I put thy, that might be better. Hmm. Don't know. Red Roses of Love. God, I only know what that
Like an
says.
oldie worldy one. Did you say thy?
Thy.
Thy, like an
This,
oldie
this,
worldy,
might,
old English.
this might actually be. Wow, this is weird. This might actually be a bad one. Red
Oh,
Roses of Love. I mean,
bad?
bad in that not a very good poem, but I wrote it actually a little over a year ago.
Hmm.
Right. Wait a second. Okay, so oh, I remember. I wrote this for a book. It
All
was a
right.
picture. It was a picture prompt.
All
So
right. Okay. Yes, I like picture.
this was based on something. Just for the book, they give you a picture prompt,
Yes.
um,
Okay.
um, and then you would write on it and
Yes, I
include
do
what
that
you
quite a
wrote.
lot myself. Yes.
But this is Red Roses of Love. Red Roses of Love. Thee once bestowed onto me, sweet petals of fragrant perfection, thy flower of love's mystery. Thou promises were gold, thy mortal man of flesh, thine eyes of amber hues beseech me thy conquest. Thee once held me in thine arms, my beloved, my forevermore, to be true and cherish always, promised thee the man I adored. My auburn hair turned crimson, dyed by love's eternal flame, smitten by thy masculine allure, I the victim of love's naked shame. Bestow me with thy eternal vow, thy love lingers beyond the grave. Red roses of perpetual love lines the path that we doth pave.
That is beautiful. That's very,
It,
again,
it was
what
a
can I say? I love the rhyming, you see. I must admit, I do love rhyming, and I can't help it. And Probably because I can't do free verse. I've tried. I am absolutely useless. I do
Well,
always have to
when you're a
rhyme.
rhymer, it's sometimes hard to get out of the rhyming mode,
I do
But
agree.
I would suggest if you want to keep that mind, going, that
Hmm.
you challenge yourself to do that more because it's going to probably, work a different area in your brain. And
Free verse. Is this a free verse you're seeing it? Practice free verse, are you talking?
yeah,
Eh,
just go outside of your box and comfort zone. And I think,
Yeah, yeah, I
probably-
probably should, and I probably will. Now that you've advised me, I probably will. I will. Watch this space, girl. Okay. So, Annette Tarpley, if you could own a house on the ocean front with a beautiful bay window, or in the mountains with the green grassy valleys and the hills, which would Annette prefer?
mountains every time.
Oh, the mountains. You're a bit of a Heidi then, with the
I,
goats, the
I
goat
like
herd
the
and the
mountains.
bells.
I like the mountains over the ocean.
You see,
I've
I
only
am.
been to the ocean twice, and I found it not that I didn't think it was lovely, but I found it horribly underwhelming. Just forever, wherever I
Oh,
looked, it was sky, sea, and sand.
oh,
And
Annette,
yeah,
Annette, don't. You're spoiling my religion here. I absolutely adore the
it's okay.
sea.
It's okay.
Oh,
The
God.
ocean. The ocean has stuff in it, and it is a big toilet.
Oh, no,
Stuff.
Annette. Not at all. It's an aquamarine. It's just Wonderland.
Got some creepy
And
stuff in
it
it. I
bobs
don't
up and
know.
down in the motion of the ocean and the beautiful horizon with the sunset. No, I'm not selling it, but am I? Oh, I do love the ocean.
I write a lot about it though. I
You
write about the
do.
ocean and I write about
You
I
do.
write about it. And I remember when I went to the ocean the first time and the waters came up and went over my feet, the wave, and I just
Yeah.
giggled. I giggled like a
And did you
kid.
jump the waves?
No, no.
Have you
But
ever made a
I can,
sandcastle? Now,
I
there's a
can,
good
no, I
question.
didn't do that. I can remember being in the hotel that night thinking to myself, waking up in the middle of the night and thinking, what is that noise?
Oh, the ocean, the
Ocean.
roar,
It was
the
the
oceanic
ocean.
roar.
Yeah.
But you've
So
never made a sandcastle.
no, no.
Oh,
I mean,
Annette.
it's not that I'm not averse to going to the ocean or spending time there. It's just if given the choice, put me in a mountain in a very
Right?
luxurious cabin with a great view and a hot tub.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good.
Equally both beautiful, mind. Don't get me wrong. I do love the hills and the mountains, but I am much more comfortable on the water or near the
I
water.
almost drowned when I was little, when I was 5 years old.
Well,
So I
that
think that
memory's probably stayed with you then, because
yeah,
it would. That's awfully
I think that
traumatic.
it probably has something to do with it. Yeah.
So, wow. So, okay. So, all right. All right. Okay. So, if you could switch places with anybody in the world for a day, who would it be and why?
Wow. Anybody in the world for a day?
Hmm.
Anybody in the world for a day? Hmm.
Anybody. Famous, non famous, anybody. Who would you like to swap places with?
I don't even know who the person is, but I would like to switch it with someone who is incredibly wealthy, who doesn't have to worry for anything, and can just sit back and have leisure and not worry about anything, not worry about phone calls, just have a leisure time and enjoy the mountains
Life.
or
So
whatever.
you
Yeah,
wouldn't get bored. You would never get bored because you've got your pottery and you make your beautiful jewellery as well. You've got lots of things up your sleeve. So you wouldn't get bored if you were rich and famous. I'm sure you would do well with that one, Annette.
I don't care about the fame. I think
No,
that
but if you had the money just to
yeah, I
sit
would just like
back.
to have enough money to where I didn't have to worry, right?
Yeah, right,
So
okay. So you didn't specifically give me a name there, but I got what you were on about.
I don't
Okay.
think that there's anybody that I really want to trade places with. Um, I've always been this is a fantasy that I've had since I was a child.
Mm.
I don't feel like anybody is any better than anybody else, but I've
Yeah.
had this fantasy since I was a child, and I still want to do it to this day. Where
Ooh.
I go up to a famous person, and I do
Ooh.
not ask them for their autograph. I give them mine.
Oh, wow.
I
That's
have
something that you want to
had that
do.
fantasy since I was little. I
That's
just
amazing.
still want to
Well, the
do it.
way you're going, there's a lot of people would like your autograph, actually, Annette.
So.
Come on.
But I
Everybody.
just wanted to send the message that I'm as important as you are. So, you know,
But the thing is, Annette, you are. You've got a
well,
huge following. Absolutely unreal, the people that follow Annette Tarpley. Because everybody knows your name.
it's a very humbling thing. And like when my birthday happened in July, and it
Yes.
happens every year, I'm
Yes.
always so humbled and
Yeah.
overwhelmed by the people who
Yes.
respond and write lovely things and
Yeah.
poems,
Lovely.
which I save, and it just touches me to the core that these people perceive me in such
Well, you're
a.
very deserving, Annette.
I think it's a warped view because I don't really think that I could live up to what they may think that I am. You know, I'm just a regular
But you
person.
are everything and you are more, Annette.
Mhm.
You do not give yourself credit, girl. You
Well,
don't.
I
No. You don't.
I like
But
to stay
anyways,
humble. I like to stay humble.
well, I suppose that's the net. If
Yeah.
you weren't like that, you wouldn't be the same person that we love and
No.
adore. No.
No.
Right, Annette, okay, you're on the spot, girl, again. Who was your first crush or your first kiss? And I want to know what age you were as well. And that wasn't written down there. I made that up.
I was 4 or 5 years old, and
Oh,
there was some boys that lived across the street, the Hedenstrom boys, and there was a boy called that was my age called Lynn, and I got in touch with him on Facebook years ago, or he
no.
got in touch with me, but I hadn't seen him in years. But he was my first kiss, my first boyfriend. There's an
Oh,
old picture of us like the first day of school with our arms around each other's shoulders.
oh, bless.
Sweet.
Oh,
But that was my first kiss.
oh, and it lives with you forevermore, doesn't it? Did you write a poem about that, Annette?
No, but I have a
No.
story. I have a story about the Hedenstrom boys.
Oh, wow.
This is
Okay.
this is this is this is a well, this is another telling story. I think it's kind of a funny story. I've told it many times over the
Please
years.
tell.
I must have been about 3, maybe. My sister was 4. We're close to the same age. And
Mm-hmm.
we lived in an apartment. They lived in a house, and they were across the street. We were supposed to go over to the Henstrom's house to go swimming that day. And
Oh,
so my sister said, "I'll help you put on your bathing suit if you help me put on mine." And
all right.
so I helped her, and then she took off.
Oh,
And then I grabbed my swimsuit and I took off after her, naked. I
oh
was like
no, you
I was
did.
like one of the first
Well,
streakers.
you were only little, Annette. You were only little.
I got in trouble. I was not allowed to swim that day. I was
You
crushed.
know what? You've had it mighty hard and tough, girl, haven't you? God,
Well, that is just
how
a small
sad
thing.
is that? And that was your sister. Oh,
Yes, that was my
well, I
sister.
hope she got wrong.
It's all okay. I'm sure I got.
No.
I
Oh,
think I
Annette,
probably I got her back later somehow.
good. I'm pleased to hear you did, because she did deserve something. Annette, you just found the genie with the 3 wishes. What are your 3 wishes from the genie?
You're using mine, aren't you? You're
I
using
am.
mine.
I thought I have to do that one. Wish
Um,
1.
Yeah, a lot of people go for humanity. I'm probably a little bit more selfish. So
Do it.
I would like enough money to where I didn't have to worry, so I could put together a poetry cruise or
I'm on it, girl, as you know.
even retreats every year and
Yes, I'm coming.
pay for everyone's,
Oh, no, it's got to
expenses.
happen soon, someday. It's got to happen, this.
Well,
Because
it's going to if it happens, I won't be able to pay for everybody's expenses. But that's one of the things I do.
everybody has to pay for their own way. But I'll
Yeah,
tell you something, that is my dream.
yeah,
It's my dream for us to be on. It doesn't have to be a cruise, just somewhere where we can all get together and share, our friendship. It doesn't have to be poetically, just friendship, because we've all got such a good thing going, a good thing going in America, that it's just, we can't leave it at that. Everybody has to get together one day.
yeah.
But
When Stuart Dan is going to be here soon, if I don't get to see him,
wow.
I'm going to be very upset.
And has he said he is
Um,
calling to see you? He needs
I've
to.
I've actually offered a couple days with him, and it seems like he's busy all of it. I don't know.
No.
Um,
He's
I
probably intimidated with you.
I'm gonna go search him down. I'm gonna.
Yeah, you'll have to. Definitely.
So the second one would be
Number 2.
um, that I wish my family, my children, my grandchildren, um, good health and much happiness throughout their life. That their life will be filled with happiness and good memories, and that um, they all become good people who treat others well. So that would be the next one.
That's a beautiful
Um,
one. Number 2. Number 3.
and the third one is that I could spend another day with my loved ones that are gone.
Oh, wow. Yes. I mean, imagine that if they just came knocking at your door.
I would love it.
Well, of course you would.
Yeah, it would.
Just even for an hour would be,
Even for an hour to say things that
yeah.
you never got to say, or whatever it may be. I would like a day though. I'm selfish enough to want a whole day.
Well, that's fine. Let's hope it comes through. You can have a day, Annette. I would definitely give you a day with your loved ones if I so could.
Yeah, I wish. Yeah, it would just be marvelous. So, looking forward to that day someday. But I think as long as we're here, we have purpose in the world. So,
Well, we're here for a reason,
yeah,
surely. I think everybody is here for a reason, even me. And I think that's why you hunted me, if you like. Oh, well, you read something on Cosmo, probably. I don't know. Or maybe. Annette, can I ask you that when I was on live on
yeah,
air? How
I,
on earth did you know about me? Ah, there's a tricky one for you. Can you remember?
yeah, I think you were just a member on the site, and
All right, I was on the Passionate Poetry.
I used to like your poetry, and I thought and you were very active, of course. And
Yeah, right, I was. I
yeah,
always am.
I think not only in your prolific production of poetry, but also that you respond to other poets and so forth as well.
Ah, yes, I like
Um,
to.
yeah,
I think we need to, because I think that's what the site, what our page, that's why I think it's progressing, because there's so many of us that do care about other, and I don't necessarily read everybody's poems, but there's certain people I can't help reading their poetry, and I try to read as many as I can throughout the day. I mean, Passionate Poetry, I'm on there all day long. And I'm,
yeah,
I'm fortunate because I can do that nowadays. I'm not going out doing this and I'm not answering the door to campers like I used to be. That used to be my job. We have a camping park and I used to have to run it from the door. But
oh,
now it's over the road. Did you not know this? I did
huh.
that for 47 years. So I didn't know if I wanted the toilet, I wanted to eat my food. I didn't know when the phone went, when the door went, I didn't know where to run first. And that was for about 47 years of my life, with 3 little ones as well, and my line dancing. Because I taught line dancing for 8 years.
I know, I remember that. You need to teach
Yeehaw!
line dancing.
Yeah,
I remember going to a place a few years ago and trying to learn, but everybody already knew how to do it. So I was kind of
yeah.
like,
It's
yeah,
difficult if you're on the spot. Well, I just recently went on a cruise and I was itching to get up to the line dance. And I did, and I couldn't remember a lot of them. And obviously, I could hardly remember anything because I haven't been for about 20 years maybe? I can't remember. But you know what? I got up and I did the tush push. Bye, I felt good, but when I got back down, I was worn out, and the sweat was pouring off us. By gum, I couldn't do it now. No, I could not do that now. I can sit and write poetry, till the cows come home, but I can't
Yeah.
dance.
I wish I could roller skate again. I haven't roller
Oh,
skated.
I would love to be able to do that.
I would used to be good, and I went, I don't know, 15 years or more ago. I went with my daughter, and my legs are just so weak, and I got up on the skates, and they had skates that didn't have the support up on the ankle like they used to. They were like
Oh,
kind of low, but when I got up, I only went around the rink one time, and I must have fallen 20 times.
oh no.
And my legs just felt like jello. My daughter was like, "Mom, what's wrong with you? You're a good
Oh,
skater. You can skate backwards and everything." And I was like,
yeah.
"I don't know." So about 3 years ago, I went and bought some skates from
Did you? Did
Amazon.
you?
I have
Wow.
there's like fake wooden floors upstairs, and I thought, well, so only twice I put them
Wow.
on. I put them on,
Yeah,
and
brave.
I went only like 10 or 15 feet across a room from the sofa to
Yeah.
the love seat.
But
And
you
then
managed it, and you didn't
oh
fall down.
yeah, but I immediately take them off because all I can think of is I'll end up on the floor. There'll be blood from my head. I'll be dead. My children will come by and say, "What the heck was Mom doing with roller
God.
skates?"
Yeah, babe. And did
Right?
you skate to music? Do you like,
Oh
Annette, do
yeah,
you
yeah,
like
of course,
music?
of course, I like music.
So
Yes,
you
I
need
just
to
started
know.
writing. Maybe that's a good thing. I
So
just
what
started
kind of
writing.
music? Is there a band or a singer that you specifically love?
No, I love all kinds of genres. I'm not a big person on rap, but I
No,
love
neither am I. No,
I
neither am
love
I.
all kinds of genres. I listen to a lot of different stuff. I have YouTube, like when I travel, and I either listen to Audible books or I'll
Right.
listen to
Example.
YouTube
Who do
things.
you listen to? Female
I
artists?
listen to Diana Galvadon's
I don't
the
know who me.
Outlander series is
Oh,
what I listen to. I'm on
I'll
the
have to
last.
look them up. I'll
Oh,
do.
yeah, she's so good. It's time travel. Oh,
Oh,
it's set over in Scotland, and
oh, is it
you'll
really?
you'll love it. Yeah, I love it.
Wow.
And the
Yeah.
Audible books are amazing. Yeah, she's a great writer, which I would like to be someday. So
What, a
not
great writer?
just poetry,
You
not just
want to be a great writer? Are you joking me, girl?
I do.
You want to be a great. You are a great writer.
No, I want to write like a novel. I want to write
You can
something.
write anything, Annette. You
Well,
could go
someday.
on and on and on and on and on and on, writing, no problem.
One of these days, I'm going to write the book about. I've only done about 2.5 chapters about the Ballad of Ned about bullying.
Yes, yes, and you need to do that because you mentioned that 2 years ago. So you need to get on that one, Annette, definitely.
Then I did another short story that's actually on popstarpoetry.com, our standalone website where we publish people, but it's the only one under short stories. It's the Willow Tree of Forbidden Love. And that one I would like to expound on and make into a novel. I gave it to somebody that's actually a college professor, and she said, I could see this as a novel and on the big screen someday. And I thought, oh,
Mm-hmm.
so
It's
yeah.
just you need to find people in the know. It's where you are at the time, and the right place and the right, isn't it? This is how you get on and all in life. I think if you find the
Yeah,
right people in the right place at the right time, and then I think you've got a good chance, really, in life.
I think that's why I try to help people or bring attention to people too, is because, I mean, from the onset of me coming into the poetry community 4 years ago, I've had so many people that have highlighted me and my works and have really embraced me and kind of done that for me. So it's been important for me to in turn do that as well and provide that for poets and writers. I very much believe in, you know, that camaraderie that we have in the poetry community and really embracing each other, encouraging each other.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are encouraging. I think. I like to think we are. Probably. Are we encouraging? Is there anybody there? I mean, is there anybody on the chat there? I can't see it this
There
time.
are people on the chat. Let me go
I
back
can't
up.
see, you see.
Let's read some chat stuff. So Kathy Griffith said hi, and then hey Kat, and then we got Ty that says, "Oh, that was your reception was much better." And Annette, you're one of the most modest. You're one of the most amazing people I've ever met. I really appreciate
Cool,
that.
you see.
Thank you. And the cops didn't have to snitch like that. Oh,
No,
and
they didn't, but they did.
such a lonesome sound, a dove coo. Indeed, it is.
Cuckoo.
It is. It's just like a morning sound. And let's see. Did you ever get writer's block, or does it always
That
just?
was one of my questions. So can we answer that one? Do you ever get, if you got writer's block, how on earth would you handle it?
I very rarely get writer's block. I mean, something always flows. Usually, there's times where I think I want to go outside of my box, so I'll ask somebody, give me a title,
Yes, yes, yes.
or something like
That's
that.
fun.
Um,
That's quite
yeah,
fun to do
and
that, yes.
that's what I love about Pop Chat. When I do that, is I invite the guests, to come up with a title, and we both are
Okay.
supposed to write on it. But
I know. I know. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what I was
yeah,
thinking because I could have just done that. No problem.
I
No
know.
problem because I like a challenge like that.
Yeah, the one for tomorrow I wrote two on. Remember, I I wasn't sure if I liked the first one, so I wrote two poems,
You
and then
did?
had sent it to people and had people vote on which one was their best. They liked the best.
Did they
So,
like the one that you preferred?
um, I kind of like them both for different reasons. Um, but it was kind of a tie, and then we had a tiebreaker. So.
Oh, wow.
There's one that I won't be presenting, and there's of course one that I will be.
Okay.
So,
Okay. You've covered quite a few of the things. Oh, Annette, if you could have one superpower, what would that be? A superpower.
I think to what is it? Is it transfigure like into a different place?
Oh, like a TARDIS, Annette. So, like Doctor Who. Do you watch Doctor Who? Do
No,
you know what
no.
I
But I'd
mean?
like to be able just to
He goes
travel.
into a TARDIS,
Like
and when he
like I
comes
could
out of
just.
the TARDIS, he's in a different time zone, completely different. Is that what you mean? You'd like to
Sorry,
time
I got a
travel?
tick in my throat. So I,
You need a glass of
don't
water.
know.
You've
Just
got my problem.
transport from one place to another. Like
Yes.
like transport in an instant, and I'd be with you, and we'd be having a cup of tea.
Well,
That's
do you
like.
know what? If you hang around for the next 50 years, girl, I think, 100 years, you will be doing that anyways. That's going to happen, I think. I'm
I'm
sure it will.
hoping.
Futuristically, that will happen, Annette.
I'm
One of the
hoping.
things. And I think we'll be flying in the air. I've seen them now with these contraptions on, and I think that'll happen.
Yeah.
And this,
This is
this
hello.
AI
This is
carry on.
hello. Annette and Jill, and that is from Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth. Glad that you
Hello.
joined us. And Kathy says I'm precious. Well, thank you, Kathy. I appreciate
No.
that. You're biased though. And lots of love to you both. Lots of love back to you, Elizabeth. I'm sad I missed out on the start of the show. I was at a conference all day. That's okay. We
That's
understand.
fine. We
Life happens.
don't mind.
No, you can watch it later.
You can. That's the beauty of this. You can watch it anytime. Absolutely. So I'm trying to think what I really. There was something in my mind and it's just went away, and I wanted to ask as well. Okay, this is just off the cuff. So I interviewed Annette Tarpley 2 years ago, and we had a good old laugh. I can remember it was fun. So, what do you think has changed, Annette, in those 2 years? And it doesn't have to be
Um,
about poems, poetically. Just what do you think has changed? I know we haven't had COVID because your interview was after the COVID, wasn't it?
yeah.
I'm sure it
Well,
was.
I think what has changed is that I've been able to accomplish things to further um, highlight poets and poets in the poetry world, such as, well, this, I've done, I don't know how many interviews now. I'm sure it's about 130. I'm
I've
not
lost
sure.
count anyways.
Yeah, I need to fill, I have a spreadsheet. I need to fill it out.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I haven't been good about filling in the new ones, but I need to go in and update it. But so there's that, and then there's the online magazine that we have. It's my hope that someday we can make that printable form, and then it's the Popstar Poetry site where we publish poets and we publish artists and their work. Poets who have artwork. So I think that those things are different in things that I've accomplished
In
since
the last
then. There's
years.
so much I'd like to do that's more that promotes it. I want to do the poetry retreat. I'm hoping maybe if we have another one of these in 2 years, that would have happened. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. In the next 2 years, I'll write you the golden hour as well. No, I'll do it before that. Oh,
Yeah.
I definitely will. Definitely will. So, Annette, what about AI? I have to ask this because just the other day, one of the comments for mine, you probably didn't know, you may know, but and I don't want to mention names, but somebody kind of accused me of, well, I got asked, the thing was, they said to me, are you up all night writing your poetry or are you doing it in minutes on AI?
I remember that. And only a person who probably can't write fast like we do, it kind of just it escapes us, might ask that. But so I have lots of thoughts about it. I don't like it in the poetry world at all. It doesn't belong there. It's plagiarism.
I don't
So
like
if you're using AI to create your pieces, you're not creating your pieces.
You're not, you're just cheating.
You're using
A machine,
yeah,
a
and
robot.
yeah, and it's plagiarism. You're putting your name to something you didn't create. So I think that in writing, I don't like it. There's a lot of books that are out there that are created by AI that people put their names on. I
But
think
does that happen? Are they
oh
allowed to do
yeah, yeah,
that?
yeah. It's a big thing where they
Wow.
sell lots of money by having AI do their book and then they
Heavens.
publish it with their name.
Wow.
So I don't feel like it has a place in
Purpose.
the writing world. I mean, as such, if you're signing your name to it, right? I mean,
Mm.
if you're putting in a letter of resignation, then that's something different.
Still doesn't really worry me too much because I just don't think that they can produce, not human touch. They can't do that. There's nothing that comes straight from the heart, I feel.
The emotions, lacking
The
emotion.
emotions,
Yeah,
yes, the void of emotion,
yeah, definitely,
definitely. So
indeed.
really, it's no loss to us. We would never even think, well, I never ever think until I got that comment. I was quite shocked actually. I have to say, I was very shocked. So much so that I had to have my, answer like the last word almost. And then I thought, Jill, you stupid fool, you shouldn't have done that. But it was funny when I said to Paul Williams, I'll not say what he did, but it did begin with AI. But it was a bit, you couldn't say it on air, but it was hilarious.
I think that
Absolute something it was. It was
something like
funny.
that. I think too that I've learned myself that if we hold contests or something like that, I always check people's work to make sure
Yeah.
that it's AI. But it's not 100%, and
No, it's not.
there's different AI tools. So if
Yes.
I come up with somebody's that says like they're 99% created by AI, I might check it on two different sources.
And
But
if it
then I
is,
go to an additional source on the internet. I can't remember where I go, but I look it up a third time because even though it
yes.
might have been 99%, the other place might say no, it wasn't created by AI. So because I kicked off somebody I knew fairly well from Pop, because if you're using AI on Pop, you will get kicked off. But I
Definitely.
kicked her off, and it puzzled me because I didn't think she was that type of person. It turns out she isn't. She didn't use AI. She's never used AI, and I believed her.
All right.
So, but don't like it in general. Although I use AI sometimes to come up with my pictures to go with my poems.
That's different, though.
Yeah.
That's different. When you're writing, it has to come from you. I do believe that a picture is a different kind of thing, an image, because, well, for instance, if you just say one word, say we said girl, right? Now that could be interpreted as millions, and but if you're writing something, that's specifically from your brain. So I just think pictures are allowed in the artificial intelligence. I think that's fine, but
I think that there's lots
not
of
allowed
ways
to write from it.
Lots of ways that it's used for the good, and that can be legitimized. But there's also ways that it can be used. Like a lot of scammers are using it to pose as famous people or whatever.
Yes,
even
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I have a friend who was scammed by Kevin Costner, and
oh my God,
finally sent a video, and it looked like Kevin Costner, but it didn't have the emotion. Hello, so how are you? I really miss you, and I hope that someday we can be together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it was just you could. I mean, an expert would be able to tell right away.
Right.
We would be able to tell, I think. But it is going to be abused, and it's going to have pros and cons along the way, and it's going to get robots are going to be the thing of the future. So we're going to have to kind of get used to it.
I think no matter what there is in life, someone can take it and use it for sinister means.
Exactly. So, that's the worrying thing.
Yeah.
So, Annette, how do you approach feedback and criticism of your poetry, and how does it impact on your writing?
Well, I think it depends on what it is. I will listen to critique if I don't agree with it. Because my writing is whatever my writing is. If you feel like I should say this instead of that, and this instead of that, and this instead of that, then it's no longer my poem.
That's right. It's not your writing.
Yeah, so it's not mine. So I kind of stick to what it is. Sometimes I might change something according to, and I mean, not very often, but it's criticism of my poetry that started pop. Because somebody
said,
that's
true. I remember this. Yes,
they didn't like something or whatever, and I thought, and out of spite, I said, "Okay,
yes, determination.
I'll create my own place then. It'll be a place that doesn't tolerate rudeness or kind of discouragement." Yeah.
And I mean, wow, that's all I can say. It certainly worked for you, didn't it?
It did indeed. It did.
Wow. It's just done. I mean, are there any more sites that's as large as pop? Is there any bigger ones than
I think that there is one or two. It's hard to find, but it's very hard to find them. So pop, I can remember over a year ago thinking, I think there's one called like the Facebook Society, or it's named after Facebook.
Is that?
They had like 80-some thousand members, and I thought, wow, I wish I could get that many. And voila.
That's nothing compared to what you've got now.
Yeah.
Dear me. It's just a dream. And actually it must be a dream come true for you, Annette.
Never anything I aspired to. I could have 400 people in pop and I would be just as happy. I mean, I'm thrilled that people want to join. I would like to know what the allure is, but I think that I've never aspired and really ever went out there and tried to get a bunch of people to join my site. So
no, you haven't. And what about admin? Do you think we've got more than enough admin? Because you will know to cope with this large amount of people.
I go back and forth. Sometimes we have a lot of people, but in choosing admin, I have to from going forward, choose people that are active and productive and that have the time to actually cover the position of admin. Yeah.
It's the thing is, we've all kind of gained a friendship there, which is almost, I mean, it's quite unique, that I would say, because we can't see each other in person, but we tend to be friends.
Yeah.
We watch each other's back, if you like, which is wonderful.
Look what COVID did. What good came out of COVID? This.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
That's true. Yes. Yes. You're right there. So do you want to put anything musical on, any video? I just fancy hearing something.
I can play one of my songs that I wrote.
Please do. That would be lovely. I just
Recently.
fancy a little bit of music now.
Yeah, this is The Light of Moonbeams. I'm not sure. It's kind of a, you say I write a lot about romance. I live vicariously through my poetry. But let me find it real quick and I'll play it.
We're going to hear a beautiful song wrote by Annette Tarpley.
Yes.
Fire away, girl.
All right. Let me just go to the site and
in the cold winter of my mind, love frozen icicles of time melt my heart with southern air. Warm breeze tussle in my hair, masculine fragrance of the pines, thoughts of you when you were mine. Can almost feel your gentle touch. My love, I miss you oh so much. Meet me in the light of the moonbeam, the cabin of your lover's dream, where two souls unite therein, buried in the land of lustful sin. White flakes, fresh falling snow, drops of rain as the seasons flow. Picnic basket with food and wine, strawberry lips taste divine, whispers of love dance in my ear, sweet some things that I wanna hear. Word artists who paint the view, colorful selections, enticing hues. Meet me in the light of the moonbeam, the cabin of your lover's dream, where two souls unite therein, buried in the land of lustful sin. Meet me in the land of perfected dream, the young still waters in the light of moonbeam. Meet me in the land of perfected dream, the young still waters in the light of the moonbeams, the light of the moonbeams.
there you go.
Wow, wow. Do you know what? What is such a lovely chill out song that is. You know what? Absolutely lovely that. Just anywhere really, but I found that really a lovely chill out song. You know, such a lot of music now and it's almost deafening. But that was beautiful. And the words, beautiful, Annette.
Thank you, thank you.
Very, very talented woman.
Oh, well, I try.
You do, but you don't need to try very hard, I don't think. Oh, you don't. So, Annette, Describe your perfect day. Get up in the morning.
Mhm.
How would your perfect day go?
A perfect day would be one that is devoid of work,
I know.
or is missing anything scheduled or that I have to do, that I could just want whatever I wanted to do, I could do it. So that would be my perfect
And
day.
what would you fill it with, Annette? You're not finished yet. What would
Um,
you fill it with?
I don't know. I'm
Okay.
trying to think. You know, I
Annette,
mean, I would like to be able to go
so
out
what
and
would you
do
have for your
things.
breakfast? I'm going to go through the day with you here.
Mm,
What would you like for your breakfast if you had the choice of anything in the world? Say you've just got up in the morning, had your shower, it's time for breakfast. What would you sit down to?
Probably bacon, eggs, toast, and orange juice.
So that's an English breakfast. Yes? Yes?
Or
Okay.
sometimes I do pancakes because I make good pancakes and bacon. So I'll do that on occasion.
Right.
But
Pancakes
usually,
is American, but we do eat them over here.
bacon, eggs, and toast. And I
Would you
like
like
my toast
mushrooms in
dark,
it?
like
Do
my
you like
toast dark.
tomatoes?
No,
Tomatoes and mushrooms? Mm.
I love mushrooms. Tomatoes are okay. I made something last night. I've been getting these Hello Fresh meals, where as a gourmet meal, they give you all the ingredients, and then you
Oh, yes,
cook
we
it,
get them over
cook it
here.
like you're a chef.
Gust, we call
I
ours
did it last
gusto.
night. Yeah, and there was a tomato in there that I was supposed to incorporate, and I
Right.
didn't want to because I only like ripe tomatoes, like fresh out of the garden that are ripe. I love those.
Oh, right. Oh, I like
But
tomatoes.
otherwise, I don't like the anemic things that you
Oh, I
get.
like tomatoes in all form. Do you have a
But
ninja?
huh?
Do you have a ninja?
A
Like
blender.
an oven? No, a ninja over here is
I
pretty
have
big.
an air fryer.
Well,
If that's
yes, that's what I'm on
mean.
about. A ninja with a drawer. I've got
I
one, but
have
mine you just lift the lid up. But
yeah,
I
I have
love
an
my
air
ninja.
fryer.
I made a lovely lasagna last night in my ninja, and my son-in-law and daughter took the other half away for his tea, and he says, "Bye, that was good." That's a true story. That was my
It
ninja.
must be a very big one because mine's not very big. I can't imagine putting a lasagna in there.
Yeah, it's got like a big square box, if you like. You open the lid, and then you can take this big aluminium box out. So yes, it's about I would say 8 by 8, 8 inches by. You say this is inches as well. You're not in inches, are you? I don't know what
Yeah,
8.
we do inches here. We do inches. Yeah.
Oh well, 8 inches by 8 inches was my lasagna. So
Oh,
yeah, it was quite a good sized one. I mean,
the
I've had
the meal that I made last night that had the tomato in it, I
yeah,
decided to go ahead. I finally chopped it up and incorporated it, and it was okay because you had to cook it.
yes,
So
yes,
you put it in some butter and you put it with some green onions, and then I think some garlic was in there, and it had
lovely.
like rosemary. No, it had thyme,
Mm,
and then it had some kind of a chicken base, salt, pepper, and I'm trying to think about. It was yummy actually. I sat there
lovely.
and was going Had couscous. Had
Yes.
couscous.
Did you eat it all, or did you have any left?
I have a whole serving left because when I get these,
Oh
we
well,
don't have it for one, so it's
in
for
the
two.
fridge.
So
Excellent.
I
I
might
know.
go eat that after this.
Right. So you've had your breakfast. Okay. Now what do you fancy doing? You've got the day to yourself, Annette. You've got no work. There's no disturbances. There's nobody coming to see you. What would you like to do? Get yourself dressed. Where would you go? Would you go anywhere?
I might not go anywhere. I might make some jewelry, some bracelets and stuff. I've been doing that lately. Again, I hadn't done it for years. I might write a poem or do things like that. Um,
That's
I
lovely.
I would like to go out and even dinner and a movie or a play. I love play,
Oh,
the
what
theater.
kind of movie does Annette like?
Um,
Have you seen It Ends With Us?
I mean, I like different kinds of movies. I'm not a big action figure, like a guy
No, neither am
blowing up
I. I
kind of
quite like
thing.
romance.
I am more like a Downton Abbey
Yes, okay, same as me.
and
So,
I just recently watched Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice
yes,
with Colin Firth.
excellent.
I did
Oh,
a
yes,
poem.
Colin Firth.
I did a
Darcy.
poem I gave 3 submissions that were published in a Jane Austen anthology, and one of them was called "I'm in Love with Mr. Darcy."
Oh, yes, I've read that one, I think.
And
Well,
yeah,
now everybody's in love with Mr. Darcy.
I am still in love with Mr. Darcy. I
Yes,
think you
everybody
find Mr.
is.
Darcy.
He's lovely, isn't he, Colin Firth? But Annette, have you seen the latest film on now? And it is a book. I went with my granddaughter just the other night, and she's read the book, but it was slightly different ending. But have you seen It Ends With Us?
What's the name of the
It
book?
and the film, It Ends With Us.
I never heard
Right.
of it.
Well, I'm going to, as soon as that comes onto the telly, if you don't get the chance to go to the cinema, you must watch it because you will love it.
Oh, I will. I will. I will.
Write it down. It Ends With Us.
Well, you're going to send it to me later. I don't have anything to write.
I am. Definitely will because it's in my brain. So, Annette, okay. So, if you went out, what would you do in the evening if you had a lovely partner that was picking you up? So,
I would
say
like
it was,
to go
say
somewhere
it was Darcy
outside.
came to your door.
There's
Our
a,
Darcy, Colin Firth, knocked on Annette's door. Come on, we're ready to go out, darling. Where would you like to go?
I would like him to take me to places close by. It's a town of Floyd, but near Floyd is a winery called Chateau Marset that has incredible food, but it has a veranda with a lovely view. And
nice.
then I have music playing as I sit there, and
Oh,
a
yes.
lovely evening. And yeah, that's what
Live music. You could have you could have a little bit violin or a bit saxophone even.
anything,
How
anything.
beautiful
Yeah.
would that be? Wow. Okay. Yes, well, I think I've got into your head now, and I pretty much like what you would like to do on your day off. Definitely would. Wow. Do you know it's so easy talking to you? I really have to say this, Annette, because I don't get the chance for something like this very often, right? This is the second time I've actually done this, right? I'm 65 now, so in a long, long time. And you know, you're so comfortable to talk to. I've never once thought about, I cough all the time, I've never once thought about that. My nerves goes away. I've so enjoyed this. Thank you ever so much for this golden opportunity, girl.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I know you enjoyed the first one.
I
Because
did. I enjoyed the
you wouldn't
first.
have asked me to do it again if you didn't. So,
No,
in comparison, Annette, another question, girl. In comparison to the first one 2 years ago, would you say this has been very similar, or on the scale of 1 to 10, has it been any better or less, or what would you say?
it was equally pleasurable.
Oh,
Equally pleasurable. So you're always a delight, and I love you dearly, Jill,
oh,
so much.
love you more, Annette.
But love
I
and
do.
blessings to everybody, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for watching us.
Thank you for watching us. It's been a pleasure, Annette Tarpley.
Thank you, Jill. You're
Yes,
a
and to
doll.
the next 2 years, I look forward to it, girl. I'll have my questions ready.
Hopefully we can
Especially
do
for
it
you.
when. Hopefully we can do it when we're in person.
Oh my God, I would love that. Can you not come through Northumberland?
I'm,
Annette,
I'm,
can I entice you? Scotland is only 8 miles along the road from me, and we've got hills, Annette.
I need to get a passport, and I need to go. So I'm going to be making trips and traveling here.
You need to
before
do
too long.
it. You need to actually do that while we've still got a chance. Look
You got
at
a place,
poor Alan
you got a place
Johnson.
for me to stay if I come?
Annette, there's always room for Annette. Just come through. Just come through. Come through Northumberland. Please.
I will. I will someday. I promise I will.
It's easier for you to come here.
Huh?
So come through. It's easier for you
Well,
to
there's
come
other
here.
people that want to see there too. There's other
Yes, well,
colleagues.
you need to do it. Definitely do it. I would welcome you with open arms, girl.
I know you would. Thank you so much, Jill.
Thank you, my
I
love.
love and
Lovely
appreciate
lass.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thanks again, Jill. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.